What's up? It's your boy, it's your man, it's your dude, Harry Lately, back with another episode of The Never Late Show, episode 18 to be exact. And from episode to episode, week to week, I just can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support that you've been showing, all the likes, subscribes, retweets, shares, commentary. I mean, the whole gamut. I really appreciate what you guys are doing because it not only helps grow the viewership and subscriber base for the show, it also helps grow the NFT community. And if you think about it, we're all stewards of the community. And again, I really appreciate what you're doing to help get the word out for what I'm doing, ironically enough. Now, with that said, let's jump into today's episode. And if you're familiar with the show, sometimes I take you guys through collections on ETH, sometimes I take you through collections on Tezos. And the reason being is that not all these price points are entry levels for everyday people. And the reason why I favor a lot of these Tezos collections, because these are good entry points for people to get their feet wet into the space, get an idea of what it's like before they make, exorbitant purchases that they may regret at a later time. So without further ado, I'm taking you through another Tezos collection, an artist who I think is exceptional, doing some really great work, really in a league of their own, with an Asian aesthetic that I really enjoy. None other than Riz Kumase. All right, guys, let's jump into the collection. Now, as I mentioned, the artist's name is Riz Kumase, and maybe I'm butchering it. Please forgive me if I am, because we run into this all the time on this show. However, and if you want to check out what I'm looking at, you can visit teia.art/RIZKUMASEH. And as you can see right off the bat, like the art is bringing you in immediately. And I believe either the main character or the character type or the species, I'm not sure, is called Gadomashin. Again, forgive me if I'm butchering the name, but as you can see, it's kind of the same consistent character or character type throughout these pieces. And as I interpret these, what I'm seeing is that these kind of demons or spirits behind them are possibly their alter egos, or somehow intrinsically connected to them. That's the way I'm receiving this. But I'd love to get the 101 from the artists themselves, because I really am intrigued by this work. As I scroll through, you can see it's really, really like in depth. I'm sure this was a tedious process getting all of these lines and shading. So I'm really impressed with what the artist has done here, as you guys should be, because this stuff really takes time. And you can tell that this artist really cares about what they're doing. They have a passion for what they're doing. And that's one of the traits or variables that I look for when I'm scoping for new projects to highlight on the show, is how much does the artist care about what they're doing, versus just, taking advantage of a cash grab, because there's a lot of tension in the space right now. So you won't see 100x with this NFT on this show anytime soon. So let's get back into the art. The color palette is very familiar from piece to piece, which doesn't bother me at all, but it still has high saturation in some areas, very vibrant pieces. So I really like what the artist has done here with this collection. And as I scroll down, you'll see the growth over time. So I'm not sure what the timestamp is on the last piece or the latest piece versus their very first piece. But as I scroll down, you'll be able to see it here soon. You can see some of the shading disappear, some of the layers kind of disappear, becomes more simpler. So you can see that over time, this artist has kind of really refined their style, really refined their approach. And I can see the growth, which I also appreciate, and I hope you guys also appreciate as well, because that's one thing I really applaud, is people who stick with their art and grow over time. And again, you can see that here as I scan the portfolio. In addition to Tez, you can find some of this work on Ethereum, on Foundation. If my computer wants to cooperate here, if I can get to the next tab, you can see here on Foundation, the Gadomashin. So for those of you who just absolutely opposed to Tez, you can cop one of these two pieces on ETH. via Foundation. And if you want to stay abreast of what this artist is doing, stay in the loop on new releases, visit them at KUMASEHRIZKY. So it looks like a remix on their name there. Just under 2,500 followers, criminally underrated. So again, guys, I mean, there's not too much to say. Please go check this artist out. Looks like this artist is from Indonesia. More hot fire. I'm Dylan. I spit hot fire. But for those of you who get the reference. But yeah, more fire coming out of Indonesia. So salute. And this has been episode 18. Peace.